The moment I rose from my chair, the entire room seemed to stop breathing. 204 pairs of eyes fixed on me, waiting for the laughter, the promises, the vows they had come to hear. Instead, they watched as I set the microphone down and spoke 6 words that shattered the air. "This wedding is over. Right now." Gasps rippled across the hall. Chairs scraped. Whispers broke out like fire spreading. Behind me, my fiancé let out a nervous chuckle, thinking it was some ill-timed joke. But I wasn't joking. I was finished. Because only minutes earlier, I had heard it. His parents, my would-be in-laws, leaning close to another guest, their voices dripping with venom. "That's not a mother. That's a mistaken address." They were talking about her. My mother. The woman who raised me alone. The woman who skipped meals so I could eat, who stitched my prom dress by hand because we couldn't afford one. She sat just 2 tables away, pretending not to hear. But I heard. And worse, my fiancé heard too. He laughed. The man who swore he'd protect me, who promised he would treat my family as his own, he laughed. So I didn't. I ended it then and there. I had met him 3 years earlier. Charming. Clever. Attentive. He claimed he admired my strength, how I had built myself without any safety net. I believed him. I wanted to believe him. Looking back, the warning signs had been there. The way he rolled his eyes when my mother called too often. The way his family excluded her, dismissing her as eccentric. The way he never corrected them. Tiny wounds I ignored, until they cut too deep on the very day we were meant to say forever. But I didn't cry. I didn't beg. I didn't rage. While his family squirmed in shame, while guests whispered behind their hands, I stayed composed. I helped my mother up, walked her out with my head held high, and let the storm fall on them instead. That night, while their calls filled my phone, I ignored every one of them. I was busy making a plan. Because I've learned something, revenge isn't fire and fury. It's precision. And their weakness was crystal clear, their reputation. His father, a respected businessman, always preaching family values. His mother, the polished charity organizer, filling her feed with pictures of her perfect family. My ex, an attorney on the edge of partnership, relying on an image of stability. It was all a facade. Fragile. Breakable. And I knew exactly where to hit. Step 1. Exposure. Months before, I had found messages on his laptop, flirty texts to a colleague, pictures, promises. I screenshotted everything. Quietly saved it. Now I forwarded it. Straight to his firm's partners, HR, and the husband of that colleague. Subject line: professional conduct concern. Step 2. Finances. His father bragged once, after too many drinks, about cutting corners, about fixing numbers. I remembered. I pulled public records, contracts, and lined up every discrepancy. Packaged it neatly, then slipped it to a journalist hungry for a corporate scandal. Step 3. Image. His mother's charity dinners, carefully posed smiles for donors. But I had my own footage. Her screaming at staff, belittling them as useless trash. I had started recording months earlier when the cracks first showed. Those clips went straight to the volunteers she exploited. By morning, their world tilted. By noon, it collapsed. The firm suspended my ex. The newspaper printed an exposé on his father's company. His mother's board voted her out. Scandal swept across chats and headlines like wildfire. They called me dozens of times. I didn't pick up. Because silence cuts deeper than any words. The next evening, I agreed to see them. Not in private. Not at their home. At the very banquet hall, where the wedding was supposed to be. Empty now. Cold. Tables cleared. They entered haggard, desperate, begging for explanations. I let them talk. Then I met their eyes one by one, and said quietly, "You mocked the woman who gave me everything. You laughed while she was humiliated. And you expected me to join your family? No. I don't join cruelty. I bury it." His father stammered about forgiveness. His mother wept about their reputation. And my ex, he just stared, as if seeing me for the first time. Because the woman he thought was meek, pliable, desperate, had teeth. I leaned forward, my voice steady. Consider this balance restored. You took my mother's dignity in front of 204 people. I took your legacies in front of the world. There was nothing they could say. I walked out, leaving them in that hollow hall. The same place I had once dreamed would hold my vows, now holding only their ruin. The next morning, I made breakfast for my mother. She tried to apologize, saying she had caused it all. I stopped her. No, Mom. You weren't the cause. You were the reason. The reason I finally saw them for who they were. The reason I chose myself. She smiled through tears. For once, not from shame, but from relief. People sometimes ask me if I regret it. If I regret burning down an entire family's legacy, reputation, future. I don't. Because revenge isn't about destruction. It's about protection. And the moment they called my mother a mistake, I knew exactly what had to be done.